All right, man, peace. So, future Hall of Famer and basketball great Paul Pierce recently joined the Michael Smith and Jamel Hill show to talk about Kyrie Irving. Let's see what he had to say. Of course, I'm going to chime in.
So Paul Pierce is in Boston, no stranger to those parts, obviously. Paul, in the offseason, when Kyrie it came out that he had demanded a trade, I, among many people, questioned, well, what more could you want? You're winning, you're going to the finals every year, you're hitting big shots to win the finals, you're averaging 25 plus a game, they're going to you in the clutch. Why would you want to wait, especially asking for a trade when you couldn't dictate where you end up? But I also said, he ended up in Boston in a great place to grow and develop as a player. So 11 games in, 9 straight wins, Paul. Do you think his decision or his demand for a trade has already been validated?
Absolutely. How could it not have? The man made a self-defined and self-validated decision. The reason why he left was because he no longer wanted to be in that, in that juvenile atmosphere that's created by LeBron James with unnecessary theatricality. I think that most people who are mature understand that life is going to be stressful at times. The thing that you have to do is you have to eliminate unnecessary stress. People who are bringing unnecessary stress into your life, situations that are bringing unnecessary stress into your life, you must remove as soon as possible. Because it's the unnecessary stress that takes years off your life and puts age on your face. Okay? And takes a lot of sanity away from you. There are such things as necessary stress. You know, how you're going to pay your bills, taking care of your loved ones, things of that nature. But unnecessary stress, having knuckleheads in your life, having people who don't have the same vision and goals as you have, or not even necessarily, might not even have the same goals as you, but are not supportive in your goals. Once again, people have to want to see you happy, and you have to want to see your loved ones happy as well. When you don't have that mindset, then you have to recalibrate yourself, or you're not going to get what you want out of life.
Oh, without a doubt. I think he saw something we didn't see in Cleveland. I mean, you look at the way Cleveland's start is, he must have knew something internally and wanted to get out of there.
Well, maybe he did know something internally, but I think the main thing that he knew was that LeBron is leaving, and he was tired of the atmosphere that LeBron was creating. So I think he was just ready to get the hell up out of there, period. And I've stated that for the longest time. All right? Kyrie is a guy who's kind of no nonsense, you could tell. His cognitive function is very high. Whether you agree or disagree with a lot of his ideologies, he certainly has a reason for why he believes what he believes. And he's not a guy who is prone to a lot of emotional instability. And I disagree with Michael Smith and many others who claim to believe that Kyrie had no options in regards to his trade demand. Once again, I believe that he went into the Cavaliers office and told them, if you don't trade me, I'm going to retire. I honestly believe that he told him that.
Wanted a fresh start, wanted to have a chance to come out here, possibly be the man and win with a good young coach and a good young crew.
And he's already on record as stating that he wanted to go play for Brad Stevens because he wanted to actually learn something. I've been telling brothers this since the Cavaliers finals against the Warriors. Tyronn Lue is extremely unimaginative. His idea of an offense is having LeBron and Kyrie go one-on-one. He doesn't really know how to design half-court sets. I think that Kyrie got tired of that. The ability to ingratiate all of your teammates, to implement a program to make sure that everybody gets involved is the difference between a championship level team and a team that just gets to a championship. Talent can only take you so far in life and in basketball.
He didn't know where he would end up, even though he demanded trade, but he couldn't end up in a better place than Boston.
No question.
Yeah, I agree. I was always on board with him making this decision, even though obviously it was risky. I didn't blame him for having the belief in himself to want to go somewhere else and to want to leave LeBron. I think he just wanted more balance.
And I think that he wanted to go to the next level of his life. Kyrie does not come off as a person who's very dependent on others for happiness or for validation or for a sense of identity. He's somebody who seems to know who he is, and when you know who you are, you can go anywhere. You carry who you are with you everywhere. People who always want to just stay in a certain situation is because they start to, their life identity starts to be associated with who they're affiliated with, or what job they have or where they live. I think that Kyrie is self-defined enough to grasp that wherever he goes, his personage, his persona is going with him because he knows who he is.
And by that I I mean in terms of being consulted within the organization.
Or you want to be on the top of the call sheet.
Oh, yeah, or at least on the call sheet.
Yeah, and of course that as well. He wants to be the alpha. And when you're the alpha, that you can't change that.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't want to be a part, I think, of an organization that was really all about one player, understandably so. So let me ask you this, Paul, in terms of Kyrie, does he need to win, say, a title or go back to the finals for this to be further vindicated? Like Mike mentioned, the record, that's what it looks like right now.
Right. This is the beginning of the season.
Right, but what if they don't get to the finals, or what if they go against LeBron and he loses? Do you still see his decision the same way?
Well, Kyrie's decision is a success, not because of any result, but because that's what he wanted to do. He's not harming anyone. He's not breaking any of the laws of the Most High. So outside of that, as long as that's what you want to do and that's what's making you happy, then you go ahead and do it. Kyrie does not need to get to the finals in order for this season to be a success. Right now, even with Gordon Hayward, they were prognosticated to be probably a second-round team, but nobody really knew for sure. Without Gordon Hayward, they're off to an 11-2 start. Most likely they're going to make the playoffs unless they have a big collapse, which I don't see because of the defense that they play. The defense that they play is going to keep them above water even when they struggle on offense. But I see them going to the second round of the playoffs, maybe hopefully the third round, and most likely getting eliminated by Cleveland. I don't know if they're going to have enough to beat Cleveland once LeBron gets tuned up playoff style. But no, this season cannot be a failure in any way, shape, or form because Kyrie did what he wanted to do, and he did not allow himself to be limited in his options and his life options, worried about what other people were going to think.
Well, I think he's going to be happy with his decision because if you look at the Celtics in the long run, they're positioning themselves to win for like 5-6 years down the road.
The Celtics have drafted very well. They have great two-way players. Their players all have length. They're great on defense and offense. All they're missing is one dynamic big man. That's all they're missing. They bring Gordon Hayward back. If they could get a player on the level of an Anthony Davis, which I don't know how that's going to happen because he's not a free agent. A Boogie Cousins. Boogie is just so damn disruptive. Like, it would be just such a huge difference getting an Anthony Davis or somebody on of that caliber, a Karl Anthony Towns type, as opposed to Boogie Cousins, who's just a nut job, man. It's just,
Cleveland, they're the oldest team in the league. Who knows what's going to happen with LeBron next year. So I think
we already know what's going to happen with LeBron. I mean, let's be for real. LeBron leaving. All right, I said that before the season started. I said that before. Kyrie already knew that LeBron is leaving. He was not going to allow LeBron to leave him in a situation in Cleveland where Kyrie understood they were not going to be Golden State this season. So why stay there and deal with LeBron's bullshit for another year, and then he leave anyway, and he leave you stuck in Cleveland like a jackass. All right? Like Julius Caesar said, carpe diem, seize the day.
I think he made the right decision. And if he doesn't make the finals this year, he knows he's going to have the opportunity for the next 5 or 6 years with the squad he's on now.
Yeah, and point of order, I started this conversation by asking whether it needed to be vindicated or validated. It doesn't. This was his personal decision. It never mattered what any of us thought about it or whether we believed in him the way that he did.
I'm glad you understand that it doesn't matter what you think about his decision. I mean, it amazes me the presumptuousness of the modern liberal sports media to think that they could tell a player where he should go and where he shouldn't want to go when he's a free agent. I mean, that's been the modus operandi for a very long time now. And it really is just a reflection of how limited they want the so-called black man's options to be. For them to always think that they could dictate to him where he should go and where he should want to go. You don't really see that with players of other races. All right, it's mainly the so-called black man who everybody feels like is a traitor if he leaves this place and that place. The so-called black man owes nothing to anybody in this society. As I've already stated, he's behind enemy lines. Whatever you can get out of this place, you go ahead and get it. All right, as long as you're not hurting anybody or breaking any laws or the laws of the Most High, you do what's best for you.
He certainly did. It's paying off right now. And you're right, Paul. We'll hear your entire conversation with Gordon Hayward, one of those cornerstone pieces, coming up on Countdown. Are they honoring you tonight? Because they don't have this franchise without you being traded to Brooklyn. So they should be doing something for you in Boston before the game.
Oh, no, that'll happen February 11th.
All right,
February
cool.
11th. We'll raise.
Well, good for him. He deserves it. I mean, if you were to make a list of players who got the most out of their ability, Paul Pierce would definitely be near the top of that list. Because the brother was not an astounding athlete in regards to leaping ability or speed or quickness, but he definitely got the most out of what the Most High gave him.
We'll raise the number up to the Raptors.
All right, looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to your countdown later. Thank you.
Right. So I see a lot of success coming for the Celtics and Kyrie this season. They definitely have the recipe for success because of how they play, their understanding of execution on offense, and particularly on defense. Their defense is what's going to allow them to stay in games and, to stop them having those long losing streaks, man. But look, I would never lament or come against a man who is doing what's best for him as long as he's not hurting anybody else, man. Like I said, seize the day, carpe diem, like Julius. But either Julius Caesar said that or Horace. It slipped my mind right now who said that. But, you brothers could look that up. It may have been Horace. But anyway, peace.